Before I start, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power Ghost. So let's get to it. Hey, welcome back, guys. Cane's story took a turn for the better in Power Book 2's finale, following a series of blunders by the Elder Tejada that included defying Monet, attempting to kill Tariq, Zeke nearly losing his kneecap to a guap bullet, the overtaking of his family's drug corners, and most foolishly, killing Ramirez, police officer and liaison to the Tejada's criminal enterprise. In a reversal of fortune for the embattled fan favorite, he seemingly buried the long-held hatchet with Tariq, reaching some common ground with our new series lead. This resolution comes with a plethora of possibilities for his arc going forward into Season 2, and in today's video, we'll explore those possibilities. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. Here we go. Cane's story in the latter portion of Book 2 was tumultuous to say the least. In our last Fate of Cane edition, he had been exiled from his family by Monet following the botched hit on her golden goose. Cane woefully accepted his dismissal, choosing to stand on his own terms going forward. With his former enemy turned flunky / number 2, Cane took his show on the road. In a resentful maneuver, he occupied his family's corner boys. This would allow him more street access. Drew confronted his fallen brother regarding the aforementioned, only to be rebuffed. Cane made it clear, you're either with me or against me. This short-sighted thinking was on brand for him and wouldn't be altered easily. He chose a path, and if it came to war, then war it was gonna be. Matters of life and death have a way of defrosting even the iciest of feelings, however. Enrico's attack on the Tejada family jarred Cane back to his senses. He feverishly attempted to intervene on his family's behalf, but the damage had been done. His actions led to his absence, and that absence left his family without an enforcer, and subsequently opened to outside threats and attacks. Plus, Sylvia and Guap overhearing his grievances with Monet simply made matters worse, and set the stage for Rico's coup against her. Monet understood these circumstances as well. The first thing she asked her son once he finally arrived to aid the family was, "Why weren't you here?" His sister and season-long defender echoed Monet's lamentations and signed them with a slap. Then, in arguably the season's most heart-wrenching scene, Monet sent Cane away, wanting no more to do with the monster she made. Hurt, confused, and with nowhere left to turn, Cane contacted the only person who could help rid him of his foe, Ramirez. Contrary to their original agreement, Ramirez refused to help Cane, understanding that Tariq was a non-factor in his business with the Tejadas. Actually, everyone seemed to understand that but Cane himself. But more on that in a minute. A rage-filled Cane released his pent-up emotions on the nearest and most deserving person in his mind. He unleashed the wrath of hell on his frenemy, savagely ending his power journey indefinitely. After Ramirez's removal, he set his sights on the last barrier standing between him and redemption, Tariq St. Patty. Cane finally confronted his nemesis, accusing Tariq of being a snitch. He believed disposal was a pathway to Tejada reacceptance. He never considered how his own actions factored into his destruction, despite previous warnings from Drew and Monet. It's not until Tariq hit him with Cane, think bro, that his perspective was altered for the better. Reek began to lay out the options for Cane if he chose to carry out him and Jabari's execution, the blowback it could potentially have on Zeke's career and Cane's life once Monet discovered the truth. Tariq then outlined an escape route that would favor Cane, frame Ramirez for Jabari's murder, and allow Cane re-entry into the family. And herein lies the essence of their potential alliance going forward. You see, Cane was trained up to be an enforcer. As we know, he doesn't think first. He's a tortured activist of the murderous kind. Tariq, on the other hand, is as cerebral as they come. What he lacks in brawn, he more than compensates for in intellectual prowess. The Power fandom has yearned for the two to come together and combine their abilities for the enjoyment of us all, and to the detriment of everyone unfortunate enough to cross them. Their potential was alluded to earlier this season. Tariq and Cane had a similar exchange following a Tejada family dinner, and it was one of Tariq's standout moments. He got his future quote-unquote brother together and helped him connect the dots that his now dishonorably departed Uncle Frank was a snitch. In all honesty, Tariq is exactly the kind of ally Cane needs going forward. Had he pulled that trigger, there'd be no hope for his arc, and nothing standing between Monet extinguishing the fire she created. However, Tariq's ability to break through to Cane will benefit the latter's journey in the foreseeable future. Every great shooter requires a spotter, someone whose perspective isn't marred by the target alone, but considers the consequences of pulling that trigger. The context of execution is just as vital as the removal itself, as the conscience is to the brain. For Cane, Tariq will serve as that conscience, expanding his brother's brain in such a way that he becomes the asset his family needs instead of the liability they resent. Cane's expertise will serve Tariq as well. As we all witnessed, hilariously might I add, Tariq has absolutely no hands in the realm of combat, based on his display during the attempt on his life. Cane is well versed in that regard, and any potential threats on his brother's life will be met with vicious force. The remaining 2-bit danger comes to mind here, though it's this commentator's belief that 2 will become more valuable to Reek as we progress through Season 2. However, this is the Powerverse, and no one is safe. If Reek's hand is forced, then Cane will be on the hunt. His survival within the family hinges on Tariq's well-being. The common ground that Cane and Tariq were able to reach was birthed from the latter's reveal as a seasoned killer. As I previously mentioned, Cane could never respect a college kid, spawned from a rich family and a silver spoon. However, a killer is right up Cane's alley. Keep in mind, Tariq never revealed his murderous side to the Tejadas. When asked by Drew if he ever shot anyone, Tariq remained humble, and Monet just discovered her protege's capabilities via the graveyard scene. Once it became known to Cane, an undercurrent bond was initialized, and I think we'll see it come to full fruition in the seasons to follow. The two are better together with all of this in mind. There's a lingering sentiment that Cane will eventually betray Tariq once back in his family's good graces, but I doubt it. I can see Cane learning from his former foe in such a way that his value will be too much for petty jealousy to overcome. Remember, all Cane ever wanted was to feel useful again, to be needed by those who he'd kill for, whether right or wrong. Tariq's presence will assist in further clarifying Cane's role on the team, allowing the monster to be unleashed in a vicious yet renewed form. The possibilities are endless, but one thing is for certain, Cane's next act will arguably be his most enjoyable. But what are your thoughts? How do you see Cane and Tariq's alliance panning out in Season 2? Be sure to drop me your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power Ghost fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. I'm currently trying to hit 20K subscribers, guys, so I appreciate your support in that endeavor going forward. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace.